Hello everybody, my name is Pyrac, and in today's video, I felt like going to make a video playing some Monster Hunter, and today I chose to actually go play some Monster Hunter Rise Sunbreak, because I've honestly just been getting sick of going to fight Steve and the guy Chris already. Wanted to bring to light something that I personally went and noticed, and as you would have been seeing in the background, I'm actually using it in this video, and that is basically, why is there one exhaust switch axe? Just one. We can't make him through Ardian. And the weapon's not even good by some accounts. I think it's like 10-20%. Maybe that's an exaggeration. 10-20% behind most of the other switch axes just because it doesn't have white sharpness, which pretty important because sharpness is a good chunk of free damage. Just having an extra sharpness level, especially the jump from blue to white, and even more so with green to blue, at least from memory. It's been a while since I've had to look at a sharpness chart. But yeah, there's literally one. There is one switch axe, and it is not... I guess you could use it actually. I might do that. It's not great. There definitely could be more. I don't know why they didn't just give us one for exhaust. Maybe that was too complicated to just be like, hey, switch axe has this like weird like file type where it doesn't use elements or power, so we're just not going to put it there. Even though they could also do that with Hunting Horn and be like, hey, you want custom melodies like we had in this game, for example. Because for those that maybe have blocked it out of their mind, Rampage weapons gave you custom Hunting Horn notes, so you could just be like, I want sharpness negated, I want attack boost, I want affinity. Now, granted, I don't think any of them had all those notes on one horn. You could have, I think, attack and affinity, as well as like defense and things like that. But there should definitely be at least like some form of other exhaust switch axe to use. At least maybe buff the one that's there. Again, maybe it's crazy good and people just haven't been on it, or at least that I know of. I obviously don't watch all that much Monster Hunter because I don't consume that much Monster Hunter content outside of just playing it. But I thought there should definitely be at least another exhaust switch axe to use. One that's at least got white sharpness. Or again, just give us an Artian variation where we can just choose the file type. So I guess this video is more so ranting about things that could be in the Artian crafting. Because there's a lot. As mentioned in this video actually, the Rampage weapon system that we had in this game was near perfect. Obviously, you had to go do Rampages to get them, which is the kind of downside of it, because even the devs themselves scrapped Rampages. But yeah, it could be definitely implemented. Obviously, again, it's effort, right? They're going to add one thing to one specific weapon just so it can have more customization, because the Ardian weapon customization could be really, really good. Particularly if they follow the sunbreak, or I guess not sunbreak, the Rise version, where it's like, hey, if you want this thing, get it. Just choose it. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, I might throw it up on screen right now, because I doubt I'll go and keep it in the video where I'm just exploring Kimura, basically, because I think... Nah, I wouldn't even have to go to Kimura. Basically running around like after this hunt to go get it. The Rampage system's pretty damn good. You can choose your notes, you can choose your file type, you can choose if you want more sharpness, you can choose if you want more damage. Same kind of thing as the Artian rolls themselves, but there's more in it. Which maybe they didn't want more RNG. Which again, they could have just removed by literally making like a certain like tubing or file, like a literal file shell that has exhaust tied to it or poison tied to it. So I don't know if there's poison vial types either. I imagine not. I feel like there's probably just Rompompolo, if I had to guess, as a poison vial type. Yeah, could be expanded on quite heavily. And hopefully they do, because there is a big Artian update coming as well, which unfortunately I already got spoiled on, because the Monster Hunter Twitter does like to spoil quite a lot of things, but there is another like variation of Artian weapons coming, which honestly most people should expect because, you know, we've got suspected bunch of title updates to go through yet. Oh, single trample. Oh no, that's triple. What am I thinking? That's not single. At least I hyper armored. Oh, I didn't even hyper armor, it was actually intrepid. But yeah, they could definitely expand on it, and I hope they do in that way, because, again, there is going to be some kind of update coming for it. Bang, bang. Because I was recently fighting Steve. This is where this all stemmed from. I was fighting Steve with Switch Axe, and I was sitting there going... As soon as I got to him being in exhaust, I was like, wow, this is how I remember Steve. Which is kind of cruel to think about, but for context... You would normally, like, knock Steve over, and the more damage you deal to him, the slower he gets, and the more he starts to trip and fall. Because he's moving quite fast, so it would make sense that he trips. That didn't happen. Well, it doesn't happen with Steve at all. Until he gets exhausted. Unfortunately, the hunt ended extremely quick after that. But, yeah, he got exhausted, and I was like, oh... This is what Steve has kind of been missing to me, is just his exhaust state. When you would get him to that point where you've like broken a few parts, or the fight's dragged on a little bit, he would get exhausted and start tripping around and have a lot more openings until he enrages, and then he's seemingly back to normal but still hurt. That just doesn't exist. At least it doesn't for me. I think this is the only time I've ever seen him in exhaust. And it was great. I was like, oh, he's actually stopped moving and is starting to trip and stop after, like, unleashing all of his momentum to go forward. Instead of, you know, spastic bird that we're all used to. Maybe I will show the rampage system at the end here, because there's probably a very, very large chunk of people that have no idea what I'm talking about, which is unfortunate, because in my opinion, this is literally the best crafting or weapon crafting system we've had. I didn't like Safi Jiva stuff because it was RNG, and you obviously had to go farm for the Safi weapon and then fight Safi a bunch to get the material to upgrade the weapon to then keep rolling for the weapon. And then there was a chance you just never see the roll type that you want. But this is essentially rampage weapons. Luckily, as I said, I made a bunch. I played a lot of base rise, which is why I had so much information on base rise. Look at all this! You could just choose it. Oh, I want attack. I want element. I want affinity. I want defense. You get to choose it. Oh, I want a certain element on there. I can even go blast. I can even choose the firing type. I can give it more attack for reduced affinity. I can give it more element damage for less attack. I can give it more affinity for less attack. I can give it rapid fire. I can give it pierce. I can give it spread, charge, swift. I can give it different power codings. A lot of people are going to love this, but I guess I'll ruin this one. And then the melodies. Down at the bottom right here. I changed all my melodies. Changed them again. And again. And again. You can just choose them, and a bunch of them make different combinations. As you see, I got one here, which actually uses one from way back at the base version of this. This is how you get this melody, is you just don't upgrade the resilient melody on it, and you can just keep sharpness loss reduced. Or again, as I said, Switch Axe. You got these boosts, as with all the other ones. Get more sharpness on it, can get all that. You can boost non-elemental damage like we did in World and Iceborne, for example, if you want to lose element entirely and just gain a bit more raw. And then, as I said, you got your vials. So these three are all power vial, 4 are power vial, poison vial, exhaust, dragon. I think people have forgotten about dragon vials, paralysis vials. You just choose them. And again, technically they could just add this stuff to the rolls, but with how the weapon system is right now, they could easily add just another tubing type, and that'd be it. Or give us a 4th option to go, I want power, I want element, I want exhaust, I want poison, paralysis, dragon. And again, I know it's a lot of work, but the foundation's here. Well, everybody, this video turned into a rather big cluster. I think it's more attuned to, hey, can you add these things to Artian weapons? Rather than, hey, can you give us a new exhaust Switch Axe? Because we've only got one, and it's not great. Actually go make a video on it now and try that Switch Axe. Because otherwise I don't see myself using it ever, because Artian weapons. But, as always, thank you all so much for watching, and I hope to see you on the next one.